Yo, Shalom to all the Akwathium, all the brothers and sisters of Yahawashi. Just riding for the moment. Meditating as always, man. I really find a pleasure in just finding quiet moments, peaceful moments to sit and meditate. Because when you sit still and you just quiet and you meditate and you think, man, that's how Yahawashi talks to you, man. You can begin to hear the voice of the Lord, you know? But I'll just meditate on how the Lord, man, how Yahawashi is a strong tower and a fortress, a defender of them that he loves, man, and of them that loves him, you know? And that's such an important thing, because in these days and times when cats are getting judged left and right and all these things are going on, people getting ripped out of this earth, man, every day, you know? It's almost like a normality, like, you're like, okay, what's going to happen today? You know, it's no longer surprising. Get airplanes falling out the sky. Esau still riding out on Jake. You know, dude got shot in his sleep 20 times. You know, it's crazy out here, man. So you definitely need to walk around covered in the blood of Yahawashi Mashiach, man. That is a serious thing. You know, it's very important. And I just wanted to get some of my testimonies, man, in this walk, in this truth, that I may bear witness to the fact that Yahawashi is your protector, man. Your strong fortress, your strength, your high tower, your buckler. You know? And that's I'm getting that from Psalms 18 and 2. Psalms chapter 18, I believe. Man, and I've talked about these things in the past, man. You know, some of my other videos, even on my Red Pill channel, you know, I spoke about these things, man. About basically how Yahawashi will inflict your enemies, man. He will inflict your enemies, man. The people who rise up against you if you reside in him. You know? He will surround you in peace, man. He will surround you in peace. And when the drama do come, when Shaitan does fall upon an individual to attack you, man, the Lord will cut it short, man. He will cut it short, man. And you'll watch the fall or the demise or the judgment upon your enemies or whoever rises up against you. You know, some years ago, I used to work with UPS, man. Yep, I used to be in the Browns, dog. But before I became a driver with them years ago, I had to work in a warehouse preloaded. So I had to have a 4-car pool, man. You know, I had to load four trucks off the belt. You know, it was crazy back then, man. You know, a lot of work for a little bit of money, to say the least. Anybody ever done preload know how that is. And I had a supervisor, man. He was an Edomite. You know, and I always noticed he never helped me. When I used to get backed up on the belt, packages falling everywhere, and I was at the bottom of the belt. So not only was I getting my stuff, but I was getting all the stuff from the whole lineup up the belt, because people used to let their stuff come down and rely on me to bring it back up, you know? So it was just a mess all the time. And when I used to have piles and piles, mountains of boxes building up behind my truck, struggling to get it all loaded correctly and adequately, you know, he would never come around and help me. He'd help everybody else. And I'm cool with that. That's cool. I ain't tripping about that, man. But it was just something that I noticed, you know? And one day he made a sly remark, you know, while I was dying for it on the belt. It said something along the lines of, what did cotton ever do to you, boy? You know? Started throwing racial slurs and laughing, making racial jokes. And laughing about it, man. You know? So trying to be wise as a serpent, I ain't go up across his head, you know? I ain't smash on him. I ain't do that. Because, you know, I had to keep my job. That's how I looked at it at the time, at least. You know, I took it to a supervisor who was also an Edomite. Took it to actually I took it to the preload manager. You know? And he said something to him, but you could tell it was only because ethically that's what he had to do to keep his job. You know, to try to put out the fire. But he didn't really care about what this dude was saying, man. You know, what did cotton ever do to you, boy? And, you know, laughing about it, making a little... I mean, I can't remember everything he said, but it was a nice little rant that he was taking lightly and joking about. And it was very racist, man. You know, I found nothing funny about it. You know? Told my manager, was pissed off. And I'm not going to say I let it go, but I did let it go, man. Tomorrow's another day. That's how I looked at it. Got off work, came in the next day. And I prayed on it. Man, pray against your damn enemies, man. Stop playing. Don't play with these people, man. The prophets of the Lord never played with people, man. The real man of the Lord never played with people, man. You don't play with the wicked, man. You understand? I took it to the Lord. And I prayed against them, man. I prayed against them, man. I didn't pray that anything in particular would happen, but I prayed that the Lord would take note of it and rectify the situation. You dig what I'm saying? And that's where faith comes in, you know? You gotta know your prayers being heard concerning that. Man, and I came in the next day to work, and the package had got, you know, of course I'm on a belt, loading my truck or whatever, loading my truck pool, and a package got stuck on a slide. If you ever worked at FedEx or UPS, you know the whole package system is just chutes and slides and belts. The package had got stuck on the slide and was backing up that particular belt so the stuff wouldn't come down. So he climbed up the slide, and keep in mind these slides are waxed, so they're really slick and slippery. So he climbed the slide, unclogged the slide from whatever was jamming it, and he slipped, and he caught his balance, but when he stood up, he hit his head on a pipe. Yeah, on a pipe, man, and busted his head wide open, man. To where blood was running all down his face and down his chin. He was holding his head, walking back down the belt, walking down the line, with blood running off his face, and looked at me, and I looked at him, man. I was like, all praises, man. I ain't say it, but I looked at him. But in my heart, I was like, all praises, man. That's what's up. That's what the hell you get, damn devil. You know? That was Yahawashi defending me, man. That's how he moves. The men of Yasharala, man, we are the bride of the Lord, man. He's not going to sit back and suffer us to be done dirty. And if so, it's for a season. And he's damn sure going to recompense those who've done you wickedly, man. That's why the Lord say vengeance is his, because he's going to get them perfectly, man. There's nothing you can do that can equate to the judgment of the Lord, man. As written in Hebrews, as written in the book of Hebrews, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord, man. And that's exactly where the wicked fall. You know? Real talk. I had a brother-in-law. This is my maid's little brother, man. Once upon a time, he did me real dirty years ago. And I stole one of my firearms. Stole one of my firearms from me, man. That was a bad situation, man. I wanted to, man. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real, man. Cause, you know, I'm a man first. I ain't perfect. You know, we all fall short of the glory. But sometimes, we get carnal, man. You know? I wanted to kill him for that, man. You know what I'm saying? I had murder in my heart. You know, I went to his mama's house. Man, long story short, man. You know, long story short, man. I got out of pocket and out of line over the situation. Whatever the case is, disrespected some people. It always gets messy when it's in-laws and family and stuff. It always gets messy. But long story short, I wound up letting it go and giving it to the Lord, man. As bad as I didn't want to, man, I did. And of course, my maid, to this day, he's not really welcome in the house unless someone's there. To this day, and this is a few years ago, you know? So of course he wasn't welcome back in the house at all for a certain small period of time because of what he did. And it's funny because my wife's family was coming against her, like, how you gonna pick your dude over your little brother? And my wife stood solid with it, like, man, when he stole from him, he stole from me, man. He's not welcome here. He's a thief, you know. And long story short, man, he was staying with his mother, with my mother-in-law, you know, with their mother, my wife and, you know, their mother, his mother. And she started ragging on him about getting a job and not sitting around the house, man. And long story short, he got mad and started punching holes in her wall. And she called 911 on him. And he had a warrant out for his arrest anyway. So he got locked up and had to sit down for like a year. You know? I don't necessarily rejoice in a downfall of an enemy or a downfall of somebody's done me wrong. But it's also validation that Yahweh does carry judgment, man. And all in the spirit, I'm like, man, call Allah, man. All praises for his judgment. You know? He didn't get away with what he did, man. You know? Real talk. And you know, I had sought to put hands on him in a carnal manner. And the one time I did consider doing this, you know, he pretty much he was like, you know, step around this corner, man, step around this corner, you know? Like he's gonna, like, you know, like he got something for me or something, man. Probably my own joint, that's what I'm thinking. So I was very, very much so enticed on ripping him out of this dimension, but it really took a lot of prayer. And even to forgive him, man, it took a lot of prayer. Me and Slim cool now, but it took a lot of prayer, man, to forgive. You gotta forgive, man. If you don't forgive your brothers and sisters of Yasharala, even those who come against you, who do wrong, if they're in repentance, if you don't forgive them, man, then Yahawashi Mashiach not gonna forgive you. So that's very important. You know, and I know how hard it is to forgive somebody, man. You know? I haven't had a lot of situations with my own woman. Indeed. You know? Had a lot of situations with my wife. We've been together almost 10 years, man. You know? 10 years, dog. Been dealing with this woman. I had situations with her where, you know, here in Babylon, America, man, it ain't nothing for a woman to come up against you. They bred to come up against you, man. You know, it was all systemic. You know, we can go to Willie Lynch or how it all came down the past, man. You know, it's even prophesied that a woman could pass a man. You know? But we can get into all that. But, you know, of course, you know, having a relationship with a lot of these daughters of Zion, man, they be out of pocket, man. You know what I'm saying? And I got plenty of stories, man. I got plenty of testimonies on that, man. I had a time where, the most recent time that I witnessed the judgment and the Lord, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, this is real stuff, man. The most recent one was, this is maybe back in January 2019, this year, man. And I was asleep, you know, it was early in the morning, like 6, 7 in the morning. I had worked overnight that night. And I hear the commotion of people moving because my wife was getting, you know, my daughter ready for school and whatnot. And I kind of look up and I see my daughter got these damn leggings on, man. You know, we don't do that. In my eyes, that's an undergarment. Now, I don't got a problem with my daughter wearing leggings, but it's supposed to be under a skirt or a dress. Them leggings are as stockings. They are undergarments. You don't walk out the house with just that on. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, I pretty much brought that edification to the table and was very upset about it. My wife brushed me off. She had an attitude, cut her eyes, you know, rolled her eyes, do what basically most of these daughters of Zion do when they don't want to submit and don't want to take instruction from their headship. You know, I go through it, man. And she left the house. And I was very vexed, very angry because I'm like, man, what am I doing? I'm saying the right thing. I'm teaching you righteousness. I'm showing you I'm not telling you nothing wrong. You know, this is what I'm thinking the whole time after she left. And 30 minutes later, she called me and was freaking out, crying on the phone because a BMW she had a car accident. A car hit her. A guy in a BMW. She was right around the corner from the house. She was about to take the ramp to get to the house, man, off the Beltway. She had just dropped off my daughter from school on her way home. A guy in a BMW, an M3, was speeding, and he lost control of his vehicle and basically did a 360, went across a couple lanes and came back and broadsided her, man. Yeah, she was real shook about that, man. He tore that truck up. We just got the truck out the collision shop. It was in there for almost 2 months, man. Yeah, real talk. And she was mad at me because she said, oh, you're not asking me if I'm okay. I told her, I said, man, that shit is judgment. You need to fear the Lord before he kill your ass. Yeah. You know, that's like, I don't be pump faking when I be, you know, making these videos and how I, you know, this is really how I go. This is really how I would look at things. And I told her that, and she was cut, man, and we was beefing about that, man. You know, we was really beefing hard. Well, she was beefing with me about it. Oh, so you're saying I deserve, you know how women are. Oh, I deserve to die because I sent my daughter in leggings. Oh, I deserve to die. That don't even make sense. Started scoffing and was all upset and her feelings cut. You know? But I said, man, the Lord's trying to get your attention. You know? You wasn't in protection. You wasn't covered by them holy angels, man. And a lot of you women are not in your protection because you're in rebellion. Rebellion is the sin of witchcraft, man. A lot of you women are in witchcraft heavy. And I had a share a link to my comment section about these women who left the Christian church. Not that the Christian church is any better, because that's full of witchcraft. But they left that to actually join a witch church, where they do spells and incantations and divination, worshiping different deities. Literally, a bunch of you so-called black women is in this church, man. Educated black women with degrees. These Israelite women, man. The Lord's gonna put y'all to death very soon, man. And it's unfortunate. I know it cuts and it hurts, but it's just the truth. Because not only do you rebel against your man, you rebel against Yahawashi, Yahawashi, man. You know? Real talk. But yeah, man, that damn car accident, man. Right after me and her got into it, and she wasn't being obedient concerning with the garments I wanted my daughter to wear to school, or what not to wear. Damn, I don't care what you put on her, just as long as it's in modesty, because we do modest apparel over here, man. That saves the law. You understand? And man, before that, when my wife was pregnant with twins, and man, any brother who has kids know how, you know, these hormone changes and these women during pregnancy can really cause them to be demons if they're not if they're unbridled in their character or unbridled in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna run it. You know? And my wife was being a real demon. This is about last summer. It was last summer. She's being a real demon, man. You know, coming up against me, running her mouth, threatening me, you know, making little empty threats, you know, like as if she's gonna leave and put me on child support and all that stuff. See, one thing about me, I don't give a fuck about that shit, man, because that gotta be my persecution for what's right, and that's me bearing my cross. And guess what? Psalms 18:2, my fortress, my strong tower, my high tower, my strength is in Yahawashi, Yahawashi. No man can take me from that. And that's the attitude you gotta have, man. Because you're surrounded by enemies here, even your own woman. A lot of times we sleep with our enemies, man. Yeah, you know, you're in bed with the enemy, literally, man. But she was acting like a real demon, man. And I told her, man, the spirit will come on a righteous brother, man, and it will have you tell somebody, man, your ass about to get judged, man. You need to stop playing with the man of the Lord. You know, it ain't like I'm teaching you wickedness. And that's what a lot of you women need to do, man. You need to start submitting unto your men, especially if you got a man of the Lord. A lot of you women want a righteous man and say you want a righteous man, but you don't choose that. You choose wicked man, or if you do get a righteous man, you're not in your order. You're not in place. You try to usurp his authority. You all in your emotions all the time. You want him to think like you, but you don't want to take his instruction. And that's what it's all about. That's what you're supposed to do. You know? If it's in righteousness, no matter the Lord is going to say things and guide you into righteousness and into the ways of life. Because the man of the Lord wants his house in order. Okay? He wants his house in order because the man of the Lord knows what's going on and what's going to come. You know? We need that blood of the Lamb on our doorposts, man. Symbolically representing that, you know, that you need to have your house in order, man. Have your woman in order. Have your kids in order, man. That Yahawashi and Yahawashi may, you know, have angelic protection over your homes at this time of season we're in. But long story short, man, my wife was acting like a demon when she had these twins, man, and like and I was literally in the bathroom. I didn't pray against her, but I took it to the Father, man. I'm like, man, Lord, you see this woman vexing me. You know, I didn't pray against her, but I prayed for my own damn sanity because I was being vexed. You know what I'm saying? I was praying for my own peace of mind. And I was praying, you know, Yahawashi is like a friend, man. He'll hear out your problems and fix them too. That's why it's important to have a relationship with the Lord. Because when no one else can justify you, he will. You know, I done been locked up, you know, over situations with family. It's always family, dog. You know, I've been falsely accused of things. That's a whole nother story. I can make a whole nother video on that. You know, had a sister-in-law. The police was called on her. My wife called the police on her own sister. When the police got there, the sister told the police that I put my hands on her. The whole time the sister cut my tires. You know what I'm saying? On my car. You know, she wrecked my living quarters. Well, me and my wife's room. But she was staying with us. We were trying to look out for her. My wife put her out because of that. And Shawty went through, off of her lie, she went through a domestic violence shelter because she had these kids and she ain't had nowhere else to go. And they gave her a house, dog. They gave her a condo, dog, while I'm locked up, about to lose all my shit. Lost 2 jobs. That's how I lost my job at UPS. You know? Man, the Lord worked miracles, dog, because, you know, man, the Lord work out all things according to his righteousness. I'm not going to say I wasn't in the error because, you don't contend with a woman, man. You don't go back and forth with a woman. That's one thing. Because it's always, especially with the daughters of Zion, the so-called black woman, it's always going to be to your demise. You understand? And really, why would you going back and forth with a woman is like going back and forth with a child. Now, that's a lesson of maturity and manhood that I had to learn the hard way. Going back and forth with this woman, you know, she wasn't my woman. It was the sister of my own woman. You know, going back and forth with her got me late. Because when police got involved, and the police were involved to remove her from the premises and to save her behind, she told the police I beat her up. Wasn't a scratch on her, wasn't a lick on her, none of that, man. Nothing. That's why I don't really pity. That's why I don't be pitying these women when Esau be on these streets whooping y'all ass, man. Because a lot of you women do that to Jake. You know, get Jake caught up, man. Get your man husbands caught up, all in witchcraft, just to remove yourself from his presence and to really, you know, fuck him up, basically, and put yourself on a higher level. You know, no integrity whatsoever. A lot of women do that, man. Or you'll vex your husband until he's ready to go across your head, and then you want to get police involved, knowing what you was doing. That's witchcraft, man. That is a form of witchcraft and manipulation. You know, that's why the book of Sirach says there is no wickedness like the wickedness of a woman. That's real talk. You know, real talk, man. But I had to sit down for a minute, man, and then basically all the court. Oh, man, I'm trying to tell you, dog. I've been through it, man. All my bails were denied. I went through bail motion. Bail motion after bail motion was denied. I had to get put on TANF so my kid could go to school. And then when then TANF forwarded the child support. And then child support was taken, I only sat down for like 4 months. So it was only like, man, it was less than $1,200 that had to be, it was maybe like close to $2,000 that had to be paid back. But child support was garnishing from my checks. You know, it's just a mess, man. But Yahawashi is good, man. I'm good. I came home and got a job that making more money than I did at UPS. You know what I'm saying? Not that money's everything, but when you're honest, man, and when you stay in prayer and you repent, man, the Lord gonna hold it down for you, man. You just gotta have faith in that. You know, a lot of brothers would have went through things I went through and they would have been destroyed by it. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't come back to their power. You got to come back to that power, man. But yeah, that's what, you know, that's when I said, you know, I done been through people lying on me. I just wanted to specify what that was about. But and it's a lot more to the story too, man. You know. But that was a dark time. That was maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I went through that, man. I almost lost everything, dog. Almost lost everything. Then I came home, was reestablished. More than I was before. More than I was before, man. You know? I was in jail reading the Bible to the brothers, man. I was with the brotherhood when I was in jail. Ministering in jail. You know? And a lot of times, Yahawashi puts his sons in the jailhouses to bring you closer to him. Or to fulfill a mission in your life that you need to do there. Yeah, man. you know. But I'm gonna continue. Oh, and all the charges were dropped, man. Man, the shawty tried to drop the charges after she lied, and the state wouldn't even drop them joints, man. The state picked it up. I had all my neighbors, everybody coming to my bail motions, over 16 people, and the judge wouldn't even let them speak. And all of them were gonna say, as witnesses, that the girl was lying. And honestly, and I'm even mad enough to say this, I should have put my foot up her ass. You know what I'm saying? That whole ideology that women shouldn't receive judgment, I don't even believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I believe there's certain things that I believe, like Yahawashi, how shot not a respect of persons. When the men of Yasharala was in power and we had our sovereignty, and we was in our land, you know, we judged women, man. A adulterous woman was put to death, man. A harlot was put to death, man. A witch was put to death, man. Yeah, so I don't even subscribe to that. But on the same note, a lie is a lie. I didn't do that shit, you know what I'm saying? But the state treated me like I did. They hung me. You know, went through a lot, man. But your Yahawashi, what? Your strong tower, your high tower, your buckler, your shield, your defender. You know what I mean? As long as you rely on him, it ain't nothing that anybody can do to you, man. You know, nothing nobody can do to you. But to go back to a story I was saying earlier, last summer, my wife was being a demon, pregnant with these twins, man. She was just being so rebellious. This demon Jezebel, and that's what it is. It's a demon named Jezebel, and she dwells in a lot of women. It calls narcissistic behaviors, controlling. You mean, look it up, man. It's out here. You can study. You know, if you want to study that, man, you can study that. But you know, Jezebel's a real demon, and she resides in a lot of women, man. You know. But at that time, Jezebel was attacking me through my own woman, and you know, I took it in prayer. Man, it broke me down before. I never let my woman see me break down in front of her, but it had me in the bathroom with my face in my hands, like what the hell, man? Why is she being a demon, Lord? Why? And that's when the Lord started revealing to me, it's not her, I'm battling a demon, Jezebel. And that's who's attacking me, man. You gotta look at everything in the spirit. We battle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities of the air, man, through spirits of wickedness in high places, man. To roughly paraphrase, man. So though we walk here with carnal eyes and see things with our carnal eyes, you also got to see things in spirit, because demons will attack you through people closest to you as well. But long story short, man, after my woman was acting like a demon one day, the next day, she felt like one side of her body was on fire and she couldn't walk. She said her leg felt like it was on fire, man. And you know what? I'm like, hold on, Yahawashi. You know, stop playing with the man of the Lord. I keep telling my wife, I'm a man of the Lord. Stop playing with me, man. You know, I done had my wife calling her mother, crying, talking about I did voodoo and witchcraft on her, man. You know what I'm saying? And really, that's man. I told my wife, you gotta be careful, man, because that could be blasphemy of the Ruach HaKodesh, man, and that ain't you can't be forgiven for that. So you gotta be careful. But you know, long story short, man, she had sciatica, dog. The Lord gave her sciatica. He made one of the babies put their foot up her ass, man, on her spine, literally. It caused nerve issues, man. She had sciatica, dog, all the way up till she had birth. So the Lord increased her pain in her last trimester. But she couldn't walk. She was hurting, dog. All because she wanted to be a demon. All in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. It's the truth. You know, some people will be like, oh, it has nothing to do with it. You know, but then you're not a spiritual person. You know what I'm saying? Everything had everything to do with something in the spirit. I got endless stories, man, of judgment. So I know firsthand, these are just little small testimonies that I know firsthand, that if you keep the Yahawashi precepts, commandments, stay in repentance, stay in prayer, have that intimate bond with him, talk to him on a humble, know his voice when he's speaking to you, know the spirit when it's speaking to you, be able to, change things about yourself. Change things about yourself, man. You know, start looking in the mirror and and bettering yourself. You know, we all fall short to the glory of Yahawashi, but we want to try to keep our spiritual garments clean, man. Pray for the things that you need to keep it clean. If you're dealing with lust, pray that the Lord will give you strength over those demons, man. You know, like I don't watch pornography, dog. I don't masturbate. You talking to a man who was once a whoremonger. I used to be a whoremonger, man. I used to run through women, dog. I used to be a womanizer. I had lust demons attacking me in my sleep, dog. You know, this is some things I went through, man. And from going to, man, it's all glory and praises to Yahawashi, Yahawashi. But, you know, I'm just telling you, this is real talk. I'm telling y'all from experience, man. So whatever you might be dealing with, man, you know, stay in prayer and be in faith, be in good faith, man. And know that nobody can break you, man. Nobody can shake you, dog. Because you're rooted and grounded in a solid foundation. Your rock is Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Your high tower is Yahawashi, Yahawashi. He's your protector. You know? And he is also your defender. You know? But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. I just wanted to chop it up with the Akia, man, and try to give an uplifting, edifying message, man. Had to chop the dreads off, too, man. Had to switch it up, chop the locks, man. And not to get off topic, but, you know, sometimes we need change, you know, for the better. But all praises to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, man. Hopefully this little sit down was a blessing, very edifying for the body, and hopefully I can get these. I got 2 videos coming out, man, because I'm about to get on these Edomites. I've been going hard on the daughters of Zion, and it's all in love. It really is, and this is not just something I do on YouTube, man. I do this in person. I do this when I'm on the gram, and some you know, some daughter of Zion wound up popping up on my news feed or something, shaking her ass. I go right on our comment board and edify them, man. We should do that. We should do that, man. You know, and I get came up against. I've been called a homosexual. Man, all type. You know how these women do, man. Even these 2/3 simps. Yeah, but you know, their blood is off my hands. Their blood is off my hands, man. We should always stay edifying and blowing the shofar horn and Yasharala, man. You know, that's one of our duties. Once Yahawashi bring you this truth, you have a duty to fulfill. It's time to put your hands on the plow in every way you can consider, man. You know? Well, shalom, brothers and sisters. And until next time, hopefully I can get these other videos done so we can have some content to look into, but it's going to take some time. But I'm going to try to get it done today, just for you all, just for edification's sake. Shalom, peace and blessings, man. Yahawashi, Yahawashi Barakatah, man.